instructions.
We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
Oh yeah, dude. There's some Nephilim.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern-day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds, and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is only some are aware that the government releasing poison in there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nephilim Death Squad. I am David Lee Corbo, aka the Raven. That is Top Lobsta.
Look at that.
That's a fidget spinner. The fidget spinner.
It just goes and goes and goes.
He's the father of fidget spinners. Before we get into today's guests, we're probably going to go behind the paywall, right? At the half an hour mark?
Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
It's Labor Day. Do we provide the people with free labor?
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway,
we'll decide. We'll see how it goes.
If we do end up cutting the stream and you go, but why? I want to watch it live. Then patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad is for you. You're going to gain access to the rest of this episode, early access to episodes before they are released to the general public, early access to Bohemian Grove tickets when they drop, and they are going to drop. Believe us.
Maybe.
Right?
We'll see.
Definitely maybe.
We'll talk. This is what this episode is going to be.
You know what? How about this? If we're going to do Bohemian Grove again, we need people to beg for it. We need them to beg for it because Top isn't sold on the idea. Also, discount codes off of merchandise from toplobsta.com. Which one do you want to highlight today? Ooh, it's all in the egg. Is that what it is? We're going to do that one. I like that one. That one is a banger. We don't talk about the egg anymore. You know what it is? I just don't like it. As soon as we get something that is NDS lore, I'm like, okay, I don't want to beat that to death. Let's move away from it. But guys, it is all in the egg. It's true. Did you know that in Pokemon, Arceus, which is like the Pokemon of time, he was the first Pokemon ever. He came out of an egg. And
guys, today we have two awesome guests. We have Paranoid American and Jules from the Greypilled podcast with us today. I'm very excited to get into it with us. Let us know where they can find you. I don't even have your stuff pulled up. But
wow.
Jules, why did you? Jules got fired on his day off. It's crazy.
He did get fired on his day off. We're going to do that, huh? Well, before we get into anything at all, and you did have a spectacular idea, Messages from Mom, I think would be a great game to play with the guys. But they have to introduce themselves. Let's start with Thomas. Thomas, where can everybody find you? Where can they support your work? What it is that you do, baby?
ParanoidAmerican.com. If you want to support me, just go to your local Freemasonic lodge with a young child under the age of 4.
Preferably either your firstborn, but I mean, really, it always just comes down to
anything weird to them. We're just going to put a chip in them. That's it.
Oh, that's a good word. That's a behavioral corrector too.
It's a good thing. I don't understand why everyone gets upset about that.
Well, yeah, we're putting Apple trackers in kids' sneakers at Skechers. Why can't we put them in their brain?
So, I've been publishing comics since 2012. Everything that I do is heavily based on conspiracy and occult lore. So Titanic, Bigfoot, Jekyll Island, Frazzle Drip. I don't know how many words I want to start getting into, but if you've read about a conspiracy theory, if you've been banned off of a social media network, I guarantee you I've got a comic book or a sticker or something cool about that exact topic.
Yeah, dude, look, you got the Nephilim portal babies right here. I have this actually. This is in the set. This is actually one of the mainstays in this set here. How can I go
You got
back
one
to
of the
this?
prototypes. You got like one of the very first ones that I ever made.
Oh, there it is.
It's right there. We have another thing from you.
Illuminati Secrets. That was the collabo
David's
with
got-
Donut.
Yep, I got some stuff right behind my head here. You know, I always tell people that, like, when Thomas is like the, if you made conspiracy theorists into like I don't know, an adult that wanted to see specific toys at Toys R Us when they were a kid, but they didn't make them. Thomas is like, I'm gonna make them, and he's got all the. He literally nobody does what Thomas does. There's no runner up. Like if you're just doing a podcast, there might be like a second place or third place. Somebody's close to you. Nobody does what Thomas does. He's literally
the best at it. Yeah. And
well, you're not just the best at it. You're the only one.
Things you've seen me do are things that I've been able to afford to do. The things that I really want to do, like I want to make like a full blown action figure set with all the players from JFK, where like you can stage your own Dealey Plaza and put like
That's awesome.
Kung Fu Grip and like all those things, like a little interrogation room with Jolly West. Like these are things that I want to do, but I gotta like baby step to it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Thomas, we'll put you in contact with General Flynn. He's been really good to us, and hopefully he gets you the funding that you need, because I want to see some of those projects get executed. But we have Jules as well from the
Like a
Greypilled.
JFK nativity set would be.
Oh, a JFK
I don't know how
nativity
much
set would be
that
good.
would have changed my life to walk out on Christmas morning and see nothing but like the JFK attempt set up on like my grandmother's dining room table. It would have.
How
filled me
cool.
with joy.
How cool would that be? You know how people have the train sets? How about an Ohio train derailment set?
You got to leave like instead of leaving milk and cookies, you leave out
Sausage
fresh
at the
blood.
house. And
You leave
Fresh blood for Thomas.
pink drink. Jules, where can everybody find the Greypilled podcast and what it is that you do, baby?
guys, I'm Jules, host of the Greypilled podcast and more. Have a couple shows. Me and Thomas have a show called Sound Science. We've been running a little dry on that lately, but fear not, we got some stuff in the works. I have another show called Elohim Etymology I host with Adrian West, who is in the process of releasing and editing and releasing his second book right now. So that show has been kind of slow as well. So right now, if you want to support the show, the best way to do that is patreon.com/Greypilled podcast. We do an esoteric book review on there every Saturday morning, me, Subliminal Messenger, and Amon Rat. And we actually did one yesterday live to the public. So you can go check that out. And if you like it, go over there to Patreon. You can also go to Locals, subscribe there. I put all the links in there as well. It's an odd place. But yeah, Twitter @Greypilled Pod, YouTube, Rumble, subscribe to me there. Happy to be here. I was telling Top, it's a sad thing that I have to book a show to hang out with my friends, but
that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Well, you know, when one group of friends fires you, another group of friends is there to, do a show with you. By the way, it says that there's no link on, there's no Patreon link.
How come there's people in Patreon?
I don't know. G-Pie Jonathan, are you sure, dude? Because it seems you seem to be confused. We're gonna say that
if some people do recognize me, I did do production for Already Dead for a year, and I
just a
I
year
no
of
longer
labor,
on
free
there.
labor, you know.
So I have my whole week open now, Tuesday nights. So.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully we have some more stuff coming down the pipe then. Before we started the show, we all said, what are we going to talk about? And nobody had a single suggestion except for Thomas, who said that he wants to talk about Donald Trump, which I think is always fascinating and fun. And then you had this great idea for Neph to America fans out there. We brought back Neph to America, and there's a segment that is rapidly growing in popularity, and that segment is called Messages from Mom. Do you want to explain what messages?
I don't want to do it yet. That's an end of the show segment.
Well, we have to. No, it's not Messages from Mommy. Well, okay.
They have to earn it. Not them, but the people have
to earn it. Oh, so you're saying that's not for the poors?
It's not for the poors.
Okay, that's fine.
Honestly, I keep it behind a paywall because I think my mom would get mad about it. But it's the whole point. I'll tell you what it is, and then you guys could decide if we'll play later. But my mom
I'm
is
already
like,
in if there's any kind of question about it maybe being too much.
yeah.
Honestly, it's a harsh one because my mom fluctuates wildly between sending me things like there's going to be 10 days of darkness and you can't go outside, and also like listen to this Jesus sermon, or like something like just completely benign, right?
Well, the last time she nailed it, it was like an all-black church back in 2009, 2010, after the death of Michael Jackson, and the pastor is going off about how Michael was using propofol. Well, he was alluding to the propofol aspect, but he was saying that
Do you want to watch it?
No, because we already watched it. I don't want to revisit it, but long story short, Michael is altering his sleep schedule so that he is he's figured out a way to receive inspiration from, the spiritual realm. And I've heard that idea before, that he was on propofol to suppress REM sleep so that creativity had to spill out somewhere, which was in his waking life. And basically the guy, 2009, 2010 starts going, Michael Jackson was getting his music from Nephilim spirits, the spirits of deceased Nephilim. And that there was even a point in his career where these spirits were telling him like, hey, if you don't do what we're going to say, we're going to give this banger to Prince. And so there was this moment in pop culture history where Prince and Michael Jackson were adversarial. So banger of a clip. And then other times it's like, I don't know. What was the one with the lady with the pink hair?
Hulk Hogan got killed.
I like that one because he was working with
Mel Gibson. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful segment. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Wait, do it.
Hey, because he was working with Mel Gibson, like it was.
Well, he was working with Mel Gibson to save the children, right? Yeah. To save the children, of course. And the dark, deep, satanic deep state, didn't like that, as they often don't. And they said, that's enough from you, brother. And they killed him. Hey, shout out Cheney. Cheney's another one we got to get in studio. She said she would come, and then she never booked.
I think you're onto something there with Michael Jackson because it said that these artists pick up these songs in the ether, right? Like it's kind of like a download that they get, and if they're not getting it, someone else is probably going to get it. And so if you notice, Prince and I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson, not only them, but a lot of celebrities own this ring, and it has a skull on it. And apparently there's a theory that these rings they got in like from some witch doctor somewhere, and they're able to basically trap spirits in this ring, kind of like Solomon did, right? With, his seal. And if you go and look, there's some videos you could probably find of like montages of celebrities with these skull rings, and they're not like some skull like some like filled with diamonds. It's some very creepy like gnarled skull with like a flat head sometimes, almost as if it's kind of maybe the image of a deity itself. Something interesting.
We need some Nephilim skull rings now is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
That's actually a banger of an idea.
We can do that.
Quick shout out to Mad Miller, wherever you are. He listens to every episode. I've been going back and forth with him in DMs, and then he's gotten too busy. I'm trying to get a specific part for the swords, the Nephilim Death Squad swords, machined. Mad Miller's going to help me. This is me calling you out, Mad Miller. Respond to my messages because we got to get the people
Mad Miller,
their swords.
I messaged him months ago about his sticker pack that he got because he's a patron, and he gave me his address, but then he never told me he got it, and I haven't heard from him since. He's never in the Patreon, so I hope Mad Miller's okay.
Well, I know he watches
Mad Milker.
I don't want to know where that came from. I love that dude though. But he owns a couple of CNC machines, and that's exactly what we need. But
is this what you're talking about? Okay. This whatever.
Shout out Matt Miller.
Whatever's down here.
What's going on there? Why is he hugging that kid? Not helping the accusations. I have seen a ring that often looks like a ruby. It's like a big bloodstone. And that seems to be, but I think that's more geared towards royal bloodlines. You'll see them with this pinky ring with a big red stone in it quite often. So I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something to that. The idea that you could trap a spirit into a piece of jewelry or something like that. That's a fascinating concept. I do think that
Mike Thomas, like a talisman or something, or
talisman would be something that's some kind of charge. When you say bloodstone, I go right to like early days of Mormonism. A lot of the early leaders of the Mormon church used to wear bloodstone. I think there was one that you would keep close to your actual body, and that was the original inspiration for the magic underwear. Is that the magic underwear are also talismans? They've got them woven into them, and they face inwards so that they can touch your skin. So that's one of some people that are just for show. If they're buying talismans and they're wearing it like over the shirt, then they're not even in it for the right reasons. They're not even getting the magic out of it.
So you're trapping a spirit in your underwear and having it perpetually pressed against your gooch? That is...
Yeah, I would say so. Or like the designs of a spirit. Because like you guys were saying before about Michael Jackson gets an idea for a song and the spirit's telling him, if you don't work on this right now, it's going to Prince. That's essentially the concept of desire form as it turns into a thought form. And then it's up to people in like the physical world to convert that thought form into something manifest. And that's like an old Rosicrucian belief too, is that you've got these ideas that are just floating around, and if you're tuned into the right station, you get the idea. But if you don't move on it, it just keeps floating around until someone else picks up on it. It's like going fishing.
And we talked about on a prior episode how these ideas could maybe form into manifestations of creatures and entities. No,
Well,
with
that
Tulpa and all that.
that kind of plays out when you see the way that the telephone came about, because it was like the telephone was kind of groundbreaking in technological advancement, but like several people across vast expanses of land within a pretty short time period of one another all created something very similar. So it was like when the telephone was created, some other dude,
The floodgates open.
yeah, it's like an idea. What's time has come, right? That sort of concept. And
Well, even
that-
even Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Watson. I read Thomas Watson's diary, which doesn't. I don't even think it's published anymore. But they both believed full-heartedly that when you used a phone, you picked up a phone and I called you, that I was saying something and that spirits were hearing what I said and then relaying the message to you. That we were literally communicating through spirits. And Alexander Graham Bell was huge in the early spiritualist movement. A lot of the inventors of television, telephone, like any of these devices that communicate messages, all the early adopters and all the early inventors wholeheartedly believe that these were using some kind of spiritual energy. It wasn't just pure technology.
that actually goes into what we've been talking about lately, which is that pretty much every sort of advancement in technology in its really early forms, I guess, picked up some paranormal investigators' interest, but they were also having all these like weird idiosyncrasies where they're picking up voices. So the telephone did that. Morse code allegedly did that. In the early days of the development of Morse code, they had like all of a sudden these cryptic. Dicenian glass is another big one.
Spiricom.
Right. So over and over again, obviously the
Those little
television.
goggles, right, to let you see like the spirit world.
Well,
Yes.
the Dicenian glass was.
Is it Dicenian or Dicinian? You said that once, and then like the root word being cyan.
Yeah, it's Dicyan. So cyan being the color of the glass, or the I think it's what the glass is actually like dipped in. It's a certain type of it's like
Highly
poison
toxic,
material.
I think.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
People died trying to make these.
Yeah, Dr. Pilkenstein, whatever the hell his name is. I don't even mean to make fun of the guy. I just can't remember his
He's
damn
got
name.
some of it. Parkinstein.
Parkinson's.
Yeah,
He's got it.
What a
yeah.
voice. He's a voice of
I
an
love
angel.
that guy. Then Dr. Parkinstein is here. And if you come over here, you can see that I'm using Dicenian glasses to
We
look
had
at the
him-
demons.
We
I
had
love
him
it. I
booked.
honestly love it, man. Like it gives him more authority than a British accent.
It really does. It's a much better. I want all my documentaries from now on read in Dr.
Imagine
Pilkenstein's
getting
voice.
your ass whooped by
I'm sure
him. Like,
AI can do that for you.
Oh, that's actually great. We should figure that out. Get
Like,
AI to narrate some
Dr.
things.
Parkinstein and his new Nephilim Death Squad segment.
You are now watching Nephilim Death Squad. I didn't even laugh like that. Yeah, so I mean, whenever
the
they're
Dicenian glass.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what we're talking about. Yeah, that was used to like for night vision. I guess now they use red more than blue during night vision, but in Vietnam, people were seeing stuff in the forest, so they were like, "We got to cut this out. Can't have this change the color a little bit." They did.
Yeah.
And they made it more effective, but
One war at a time, guys.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
word at a time. Let's not do the spiritual one. I was talking to my wife, and TikToks
talking
from
to
my
my
wife, my black wife, and she was like, watching some TikTok, and you don't know, the veracity of these claims.
it's
but
I swear to God, it's like 20 minutes in every 20 minutes. And when we're into the show, it's like actually my wife was watching a TikTok. I was talking to my wife, I'm like,
It's just another segment. All you need is a little intro graphic for it, and you're done.
messages from mom and TikToks from wife. Nancy, or Scott says we need Nancy full time. Where is Nancy? What do we pay her for? It's our producer,
I haven't
Nancy.
seen her all weekend.
She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't.
yeah,
show
she
up to
doesn't
work.
show up, but we won't fire her.
Constant no call, no shows.
We never fire her.
We never
even
fire
if She
her,
doesn't show up, but
She just does whatever she wants. So on this TikTok, they're claiming that there was a patent for night vision contact lenses, but whatever technology the night vision contact lenses were using, they were seeing faces everywhere, and that reminds me a lot of that guy that was like, this is what it would be like if you had schizophrenia, or at least the best that we can represent. Somebody used like some sort of Google Glass or augmented reality, and they drew with a clear, whatever paintbrush, all these faces that were like translucent, so you could see through them, but you could still see that they were there. And they're like, this is what it looks like to have schizophrenia. And then they're all whispering and it sounds like they saw something very similar in these contact lenses, so they pulled them off the market right away. And that's what happens every time. It's like they freak out, they pull it off the market until they can. We were talking to, was it Brian of Demon Erasers, who said that, you have your traditional radio stations that go from like,
Yeah, he said some frequencies are banned. I don't know how true that is. Brian says a lot of things.
He does say a lot of really cool.
Those frequencies are owned now by the government. That's so like banned for you, but not banned outright because they're still in use.
I wonder how you would
thing when you say like they pull a product from the market because it does. That's really another way of saying that the military found a better use than consumers are allowed to use it for. So they'd rather them have the full world supply essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it now just to clarify, is that for them to have like proprietary use of, or is it because these frequencies are too low or too high that they can transmit more data or whatever?
I think that the government purposefully allows some technology to leak through because, like, if you say there's it'll transmit more data, they would actually prefer that to be leaked out into the public so that some smart public citizen, because you're not going to find a lot of geniuses in the government, that some smart public citizens are going to figure out a way to adapt that or work around the limitations, and that's what they're waiting for, and then they'll snatch it up, and then they'll be like, all right, now even the smart people can't use it.
Yeah. Well, it does seem like the government, that's one thing, right? Let it go into the private sector and let it, get hashed out by the market. But one of the things that it seems like they have a really big interest in is anything that shows promising results when it comes to contacting the demonic realm, right? So we just had that. Well, I guess this is going to get censored later on, but we had this, this situation. And obviously they're doing like the mirror, whether I don't know if you would call it scrying or whatever it is. They're looking in the mirror. They're drawing an image of themselves represented as a demon, and it just sort of clicked. And it was like, oh yeah, really, all these programs are government funded demonic possession, right? So like if you're looking at like the MK-Ultra program, what are they doing? They're inducing trauma so that you disassociate, and once that happens, they can and insert a new personality that kind of like takes the forefront, and then that personality is like somewhat programmable. So you use that for a number of different things. You could use that to make Manchurian candidates, that sort of thing, or you can use that trauma to put the individual psychically in contact with some other realm, which is kind of like the same. Really, it's just like once they're in contact with it, do they allow it to enter, their vessel? And so there's these videos coming out of this where we were talking about this in the, by the way, this Dr. Marzinski and Brian of Demon Erasers episode, if you're watching this live, drops tonight at 7 p.m.
Yeah, we pushed that one to the front because it was like very timely.
It's timely and it's important because this is leaving all kinds of like little breadcrumb trails about demonic possession. And people that want to use this for a political agenda, whether it's or if it's anti-gun, are getting mad. Things. Sorry,
Christian. It's a Christian show.
I'm sorry.
It's a Christian.
You know what, Jules? I don't like that you're looking to the side. I need you to move the camera and look at us.
Hands up.
It's very disrupting, and I'm. This
Raven,
is a warning.
I have a screen right here. It's a big.
We're cleaning up the show, Jules. I'm just letting you know.
So cut it out.
Yeah.
When you first reached, I thought for sure that you were going to tase yourself as a punishment for breaking grip a little bit.
It's actually a better idea.
I like the way it feels.
You should have a taser at hand, so anytime that you have a slip up, you just have to tase yourself immediately.
We do have these, and David,
your gun out, Raven.
I gotta admit,
I've been smelling salty.
I've been using them every morning. Yeah, it's crazy.
It wakes you up. Oh, yeah. Do you know what the actual what's the use of these things? Because people use it, they go like podcasting. They go, this helps me
as a
lift
palate
weights.
cleanser. As a palate cleanser, I'm pretty sure.
Stuck his whole face in there.
Too much. It's too much.
Wow, I can see a lot better. And it just seems like, I don't know, this conversation has shifted from, it used to be about guns. And, or lately there seems to be a lot of that's
just coincidence.
That's also on the table. But with the thing, I think what's happening is like, if you want to induce a state of disassociation in an individual, you know how typically they would be like dyeing their hair, and that helps to like see somebody different in the mirror. I feel like when you see a they them in the mirror, it's like really really easy to disassociate from that. Do you guys think that we're dealing with, like I said, government funded demonic possession?
I'll say 1,000,000%. I mean, I think the first book that I found conspiracy related in the late 90s was Fritz Springmeier's book about how to create an undetectable mind control, right? And in that, he was so far ahead of his time the way he was describing this. So one of the ways that I've found maybe to like the younger generation. So here's like the
Fantasia, right?
the millennials or the generations, is that if you remember back when people could like hack a Wii or hack like an Xbox, right? Like the red ring hack, or on Wii there was like certain games, if you loaded up a save game, it would crash the system and then you could inject some new code and that allows you to then jailbreak it, right? This is how all jailbreak works. Well, all you're doing is you're finding an exploit in the system, and as soon as you find that exploit, you just install all your own software that you can get back to easily later on in the future. And that's exactly what they kind of do. But the use of trauma does that. It lets you kind of install some rogue firmware into a human being. And that's almost how Fritz Springmeier talked about it. He talked about it like this rogue software, and he broke it down in software development terms. And I think that 100%, because now you've got these visual cues that remind you, hey, like there's something different about me. What's like, let me follow this little rabbit hole. And I'll just follow this up with, now there's probably an undue pressure on all the would-be to now transition in order to be taken seriously in like the world.
Oh, well, yeah, because there's that copycat effect, right? That like, you see it glorified on TV. They say the guy's name everywhere, and then there's like these people that are disenfranchised or whatever, and they decide that that's the route that they want to take. And then even like that you've seen, he's like drawing the sigils or whatever, the symbols of like previous. And
they're paying homage.
They're paying homage, right? Yeah.
That's interesting
because now there's like an extra level of peer pressure of, oh, well, all these other previous that had these more complex backstories seem to get more written about them, and they talk about them more than if you're just some random redneck hick. Like what was even the name of the guy that took a blast at Donnie's ear, right? The one that,
my
like,
God, yeah.
On him. He was just some redneck hick with a cleft palate, and no one really remembers him anymore. If he had
just a regular dude with one gender.
That was even him, because there is that Antifa guy who, I'm sorry, but when you look at the guy they shot, it looks like that long-haired Antifa guy to me. It doesn't look like the strong kid or whatever his name is, Smart, whatever his last name. I can't remember.
Well, that's it. Every time this happens, it's like, I don't know if you want to call it the fog of war, but it's the waters get so muddied so quickly. There's so many strange like inconsistencies. I just find it fascinating that this time, and you have to wonder if it's by design, the demonic aspect of it is actually sort of the leading element. And that's weird because it hasn't been that way in the past,
But well, just to address what Thomas was saying about these like downloads and data and thinking of it in technical terms, when we had on Randy Goodwin, who is I guess he's like kind of an exorcist, but he's more of
deliverance minister.
He's a satanic ritual abuse deliverance minister, specifically dealing in satanic ritual abuse. And he says when he helps to have somebody delivered, well, you have to kind of do it yourself, but he helps guide them through it. What he'll often get after they're delivered is somebody comes back, and this is crazy. He's like, somebody will come back. I don't know if they come back physically or in the astral or whatever, but they come back and they retrieve data.
Yeah.
They retrieve like something from this person's mind that was installed there.
It almost seems like if you were to install a demon to possess somebody, they're like, it's fine that you're going to deliver this character.
Demon.exe.
Yeah, but I got to come back and get what's mine, and we're going to move on with it and try again somewhere else.
Yeah. That's why I was asking him. Like, we got to a point where I was like, seems like what you're doing is pretty dangerous. Because I do believe in deliverance. Now, when you get into the satanic ritual abuse stuff, a lot of people say that they are, I've been in this, I've been in MK-Ultra, and it's like, man, who knows? Sometimes it's a crazy person. Sometimes they've actually been in it. So I was just kind of like trying to see what he would say when I was like, well, it seems dangerous, like that you're pushing these buttons. Has anyone ever come for you? And he just said, no, basically they want their, what would you call it? Their
software.
They want their IP, and then they're out.
Yeah.
and they're all good so long as like they could retrieve that. And I was
It's
like,
like
what
a vending machine, lease place. It's like, hey, we don't want you to sell your crap here anymore. Like, all right, let me just come get my machine back.
That's what
Exactly.
it feels like. Yeah, I actually had never heard that before. Randy talked about that. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
but-
it was just one of those things that, and it comes up often now because the more we talk about it, the more people do relate it to this, and I just can't seem to escape that idea of like, what the hell was that? Like, is that really?
There's like an incubus aspect where like they're trying to. It seems like there are in some cases actively they have the thing they want you to house, and they want to put that in you. Whereas other times it seems like demonic possession is a little bit more scattershot. You know, it can happen in your own life without the orchestration of somebody. It could happen in some sort of a MK-Ultra setting. Yeah.
Through I mean, Thomas, when you were talking about, before we get too far off of it, Springmeier, didn't he write that when they would kind of break these children into like, their altars, or they would play them Fantasia?
It's a NLP anchor. So Fantasia is one of them. A lot of Disney films in general, and then there's all these other subdivisions. Because what he was describing was what's now kind of collectively known as Monarch programming, which is the version that there's never been a release on. I don't think there's ever been a FOIA request result on Monarch, only on Project MK-Ultra. Monarch was rumored to be like this underground one that did things that no one would be able to admit to, and that once you get someone into one of these states, you use a typical NLP anchor. Like we all use anchors automatically throughout our lives. Like one example is, what's the song that you and your wife dance to at your wedding, right? Like that's going to be, every time that song comes on for the rest of your life, it's going to bring you to a very specific moment in time and almost even transition a mentality. Another big one is someone walks by wearing like a perfume that only like your grandma used to wear, and you're like immediately transported that moment. These are the types of anchors, and all they do is that they'll wait until they get someone broken down to this like schizophrenic state, and then like, here, smell these smelling salts and watch Fantasia.
Watch this movie. Yeah.
Now, next time that you're watching Fantasia and you get that smell, you get transported back. It's like an XY coordinate system.
That's interesting because Fantasia itself is weird, right? Yen Sid being the functioning wizard of the film, but Yen Sid is Disney backwards. That character Yen Sid within the Disney world is really bizarre.
He's that like Mickey's character?
No, he's Mickey's master.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
he's apprentice in that
exactly.
Movie. Yeah. So Chernabog and all that, CERN, where that comes from. So yeah, that movie, and that being like one of the first bigger Disney movies.
And it's a weird deviation from what Disney typically is too. Disney did that a couple times throughout its history. Like one of them in particular is Donald Duck is like introduced into sort of a Pythagoras based cult, that's showing him the beauty. Stuff. And that was like also a big departure from so every once in a while Disney comes along and it takes the mask off and it shows you, it's almost like it's testing it. Like, is there an appetite for straight esotericism, or do we have to continually mask this? So Fantasia is like one of these things. Fantasia performed very well, obviously. But then that Pythagoras cult one is kind of like a lesser known aspect of Disney, and I think it just didn't bite. So they're like
release, or that one might have been played before like a main movie, whereas Fantasia was its own thing. And Fantasia, the original concept is that you'd go and see it in a theater, and it would be different every single time that they were going to take it on the road. And the point was that they'd have a whole bunch of these different segments, just like Fantasia is, right? It transitions between like 15 different animations, and they're each paired with a different classical or like a jazz song. And that was the concept, is that if you went and saw Fantasia in Atlanta and then you saw it in Orlando the next month, you'd see different clips paired with different music, and it would always constantly be evolving. And the world didn't evolve the same way that they had planned out, because they originally started making Fantasia when like talkies didn't even necessarily exist.
That's wild.
By the way, before, because we're gonna end the stream to the pores, but Thomas's occult Disney series is
tremendous,
incredible.
Yeah,
I was in the live watching Coco, the latest. I think that's the last one that you did, right?
Yeah, shout out to Afros, like a legend in the hip hop world. He did that one with us. Very
Yeah,
cool.
that was tremendous, dude. One of the best breakdown. It's one of my favorite movies because I am. So I was really resonating with everything that went on with him.
That one for the Patreons only, man.
Okay, all right. Let's get out here and we'll talk about it a little bit in the Patreon only chat.
Patreon.com/.
If you guys can figure out where to watch it on Jules' channel or on Twitter somewhere, then you could keep watching.
Also, Who's the Rumble? Is that Paranoids? You could also go there and watch it there. So there's.
I'm going on Twitter right now. You want me to take it off Twitter or leave
no?
it?
Keep it. We want people to follow you guys. If you're gonna watch it on Jules or Thomas's platforms, please subscribe. Follow them. Don't be. That's really behavior. I'm gonna go over there and watch it, but I'm not gonna follow
the language, David.
I'm sorry.
We've got a list. We're tracking all of them, so don't worry about it.
We are. And we're going to subject them to Fantasia MK-Ultra. And next thing you know, they're going to become a school. Okay, so that's not true. We're not going to.
They're actually, I don't know if you know this, but I think they're working on Coco 2 for sometime like 2027 or something like that.
It's a good movie.
It's good, but when you watch Thomas's breakdown, it's like,
oh, this is Nephilim.
Big, yeah, dude.
What is that? The one with the song "Remember Me"?
Yes,
dude, that is such a that's a.
I can give you a decent like summary. The whole episode's worth watching, but essentially, it's teaching kids to disobey parents, and it's revealing like how silly some of the rules that authority figures give you. But it's literally your parents, because they tell them, do not listen to music, do not make music at the very beginning of the movie, and the entire freaking movie is a musical. So you're just by experiencing the movie, you're disobeying like parental orders from the very get-go. And I think that kind of sets the tone for the rest of it.
A lot of Disney is like that, right? A lot of Disney is like objecting to what the parents say, and then the kid goes on a whirlwind adventure, and they also gather together a new family of like sort of like these misfit characters that glom onto them throughout the story. And
this
it's weird
because the public education system.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, get rid of the people that are like you, and then go on this adventure, and then you will gather around you like some representative from all different walks of life, and that's your new family now.
There was also the idea of the cobbler. I forget exactly how you tied it in and how that how that's representative of some kind of weird esoteric meaning.
Yeah, well, in old fairy tales, there's one in particular that came up in Princess and the Frog, I think. Anyways, there's in a lot of old fairy tales, the worst curse that you could put on someone was that they have to make shoes for the rest of their life. It was seen as the absolute worst profession ever. So the fact that this kid wanted to play music, which is essentially something for the luxury class, you're going to be playing this for like elites and kings and royalty, and they're like, no, you have to make shoes for the rest of your life. They kind of like put a curse on themselves, and like the entire family had a curse on them because they banished music, and in such they make everyone in the family ends up being a cobbler. So I don't think that would have been lost on the Disney writers room. They probably would have been aware, like, oh, this cobbler thing is big in the occult folklore world. This is the ultimate curse.
That's interesting. I don't think anything is an accident when it comes to Disney films.
Not anymore.
No, it's just like everything is so meticulous and purposeful.
What was the Al Bundy show?
Married with Children.
Married with Children.
Yeah. Again, like he was cursed, right? He was cursed with essentially being a modern day cobbler. So that this theme is very consistent, even though we don't have a direct connection anymore. The same thing is true. Like what was he doing? He was just a reseller. He could be doing customer service at any other shop in that entire mall that he worked at, but specifically being a shoe salesman has this extra like epigenetic memory baggage tied with it.
That's interesting. Remember the guy that we interviewed for the first episode of Chronicles? He was a Foot Locker employee, and he was definitely cursed.
Yeah.
He was definitely cursed.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What were you saying, Jules?
This is programming to keep us like embedded in this lower class, all these roles that you see on TV of like these working class dads, and they can never get ahead, and it's kind of just like, you're a part of this, and that's where you belong. It's kind of embedded in us from a young age, right?
It's an archetypical employment in a way. You know, I wonder about that.
Like a debt, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Wage. That movie Soul, I think it was called, and I don't know if that was Disney or if it was Dream.
That's Pixar, I believe.
Was it Pixar? They own Pixar though, no? Don't they?
Yeah.
Disney now?
Yeah. Yep.
So that was a really fascinating movie because
Wait, Disney owns Pixar?
yeah, dog.
Now, yeah.
Now that entire movie is about reincarnation. And if you pay attention to it, there are several scenes where these two-dimensional creatures, these wonky two-dimensional creatures, they all have the same name. I forget what the name is, that are guiding the main character who has died and is now in some sort of a limbo waiting to be reincarnated again. They have 6 fingers. These two-dimensional creatures that are inhabiting this, and they're trying to make sure that this system goes the way it's supposed to go. A certain amount of souls come in and a certain amount of souls go out. And there's very much like an abacus kind of mathematics to everything. And it's very organized. And you go here for this aspect, you go here for training for reincarnation. And this is what this realm is about. And it's interesting because reincarnation is one of those that, you know, like in no reincarnation, but then within certain like Vedic belief systems, there's this idea that their gods created the reincarnation system. And then there is these whispers that like, oh yeah, the angels created reincarnation. God didn't create it. That actually comes from somebody who wrote in to the Ravens Watch back in the day. I tell the story all the time. I forget who the hell.
Well, they were saying that the reincarnation system was meant for the lowercase g gods.
Yeah, so that they can incarnate new avatars.
Yeah, and then it kind of spread to, well, now royalty can do it. And who knows if that's nonsense or not, but the idea of them,
they started to live through the royalty, right? Like
Yes.
they would take the avatar bodies of some of these modern day aristocrats and elite figures. You
Right.
know?
So we were talking to Sean of Kingdom in Context, and he's telling us that Buddha was the 9th incarnation of the same character that is Anubis and Vishnu and like a couple other characters. Hermes, you know, that's what he thinks. But it makes me wonder like what that movie was, because it was a pretty unique concept. You don't see a lot of films, especially children's films, on reincarnation. And it seemed to be borrowing elements that were like pretty deep, pretty esoteric, pretty heavy hitting for just children, you know, watching. And I don't know, it's kind of haunting is what I'm getting at, that movie Soul. It seems like it knows something, they're telling you something, but they're not, but they're formatting it for children. Have either of you guys seen this movie?
I think children pick up on it quicker than adults do. Like all like the esoteric occult teachings, because a lot of that is like the most occult teaching is essentially the as above so below. It's teaching someone about analogies, right? Like this is like that. And I think that kids understand that form of communication way earlier than they understand like actual linguistics and grammar and logic.
And I think it's because it also comes to them naturally rather than someone kind of instilling it in them in a classroom or teaching it to them. You know what I mean? They experience it. So it sticks with them maybe.
Yeah. Maybe it's before the, what's it called? Like the Rothschild education system kind of destroys your intuition or your connection to the spiritual realm, and then hits you with materialism, and that becomes your new dichotomy, and then you can't see those things as easily. There is something about it.
Well,
Rockefeller, there we go.
Maybe a proxy. But an interesting note too is that the Rockefellers, they pretty much relied on holistic medicines and like old homeopathy cures. They didn't even necessarily buy into their own Rockefeller system.
Yeah. Now that's how that goes. It's like when you find out that who was it? It was like the CEO of Pfizer is like, yeah, my kids aren't vaccinated. You're like, wait, what?
Steve Jobs, he's like, I would never let my kids touch an iPad. You crazy?
Right.
Which all of that is like, that should tell you everything you need to know.
Right? Fucking David Rock. Like, excuse me. I used a
Wow.
word. Said it real fast. Said it real fast. I don't need to.
That was. This is the last time. The last time.
let him continue.
No,
It's
he
all
can
right.
go on, but it's just like,
I put it away.
don't do it again.
Jules, you gotta stop.
Is that a 22 or a 38?
It's a 9mm, sir. I'm an American.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Oh wait, real quick, Jake. I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
I was gonna say.
It's in It's in the Patreon.
Yeah, because we have a bunch of Patreon members here right now that are saying it's there. Try refreshing your Patreon. I don't know why that would be the case.
I did put it so that you have to register your email when you join, because we had people in a couple episodes ago that were being like kind of.
They were being fresh. They were being fresh. We were trying to talk to Dr. Jerry Marzinski, and they were building end towers. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Very fresh.
Yes, I actually can believe that. Yeah,
100%.
They do it on every single episode.
I kind of want to get into this because it's a long segment. It's a segment that keeps on giving. We could have a lot of fun here. Can we do messages from mom?
You want? No, not yet. They're not ready.
Stupid.
What constitutes ready?
I constitute ready. Me.
You're dumb.
I decide. I wanted. Let's talk about Trump first.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my God, we never talked about Trump. I'm sorry.
Well, and specifically Trump conspiracy theories, and even more specifically left-wing Trump conspiracy theories.
Those are my favorite kind of Trump. What is the left speculating schizophrenically about?
Well, I think it's the same. It's body doubles is one, and this isn't just like any conspiracy theory. There's not one side that owns the entire thing, but there's some that are more sympathetic to it. So you've got the Trump body double conspiracy. You've got one where is he sick and dying somewhere in a bed, right? Yeah. Like in the tunnel underground, and they've got like the body double reenacting for him. And I think that some of these are just fascinating because that's what everyone else was saying about Biden. And I think that on a long enough, time frame, everyone will realize that it's all presidents. All presidents have body doubles, and all presidents are old and sick and dying. And the whole point is to elect an old, sick, and dying president, because the King Kill 33 ritual means that's the best way that you can destroy the vitality of an entire nation is by making sure their leader is sick. And if this is true, if this golden bough type thinking is true, then the public doesn't even necessarily have to know that they're old and dying and sick. So the body double could just be there so no one freaks out. They're not like, oh my God, King ritual, right? So they just like let them slowly decay away in like a basement somewhere, and they get the same end result.
What was that comedian? There was a comedian that talked about the two Trumps. Black stand-up comedian, really old school one, like classic. I forget what the hell his name was. He wasn't the guy that played Undercover Brother, was he? But either way, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. And he was saying that there are two Donald Trumps, and he's like, there's the red tie and the blue tie. But if you look at them, they're distinctly different from one another in their facial features. And they also have like a different kind of cadence or a different thing that they typically talk about or something like that. And it was I was like, that's actually kind of fascinating. And from there, I was, from that moment, there's all these different photos you can compare and contrast, not to the degree of Joe Biden, where Joe Biden is clearly a different human. Like the 1990s Joe Biden, early 2000s Joe Biden is a different man altogether than the Joe Biden who enjoys an ice cream from time to time. This is a different guy altogether. But
we had a Joe Biden that was 6'8".
That's tall. That's tall Joe Biden.
It's Big Joe.
Big Joe.
It's weird. We'll get back into it, but it's just weird to me, like from a left-right perspective, to see how the left was so dismissive of clear. I mean, I felt like they weren't even trying to hide it with Joe Biden. There was at least 7 of them. I remember seeing his hand go through a mic, like his hand went through
the microphone,
the boom mic like this and they were like, that's just, you don't know how videos work. And I was like, I know.
I know how I know microphones are solid.
Yeah, they're pretty. This thing you can't do that with. And the left is just like, no, shut up. But now Donald Trump gets like a bruise on his hand, and they're like, dude,
he's got the mark of the beast.
He's got the mark of the beast, and he's dead. And I'm like, maybe. But I also now can't give that to you. You got to understand why, right? Because you've been acting a fool.
I don't know.
For so long.
I think maybe it is a new Donald Trump. They gave the new one the mark of the beast. I'm very excited about.
I agree with Thomas. I agree with the latest thing I heard, but I do agree with him that yes, they are old. They all have body doubles. Maybe Trump has been switched out. My problem is now just with the people.
Well, what prompted the people to say that Donald Trump was dead? What prompted?
He just wasn't around for a couple days, right?
He didn't show up for like a week. Even though with the previous president, it was like a couple of months they would go disappearing, right? Yeah. But I think it's
Yeah.
important though to feed into that conspiracy theory. Be like, you know what? I think like let someone else think that they just won over you. Like, oh my god, I never thought that Donald Trump's using the same clone room that Joe Biden had installed when he was in the White House.
100%.
Just have it removed when he moved in.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think that that's so far fetched at all. I think that
that's really
I would be
subversive.
shocked if it weren't actual policy, some private document somewhere that's like at all times you're required to have 3 different body doubles at the go and at the ready just in case we need them for something. It would be silly to not have that contingency plan based on everything that's happened over the last like 2 or 3 decades.
I mean, we had a body double at Bohemian Grove.
Yeah,
we had
did.
Donald Trump there.
We had our own body double, so like most of the time
We weren't even there. Yeah.
whoever you were we were just basically there for
to assassinate you guys.
yeah, we were there for the performances. After the performances, that was just a clone.
Which, by the way, afterwards at what was the restaurant called? It was a great restaurant. We didn't eat
I wasn't there.
They killed mine.
They killed yours. They took it in the bushes.
But he didn't have any kids or anything like that. So God rest his soul. But yeah, I mean, I get like the contingency aspect of it.
Oh, by the way, Thomas, this is a design that was inspired by your episode with Nate, our stoned ape theory Bigfoot edition.
Nice.
I don't know if you see that. Yeah,
Shout out to Nate.
really
I love
cool.
it. This is
t-shirt.
one form of evolution I think that even Bible thumpers can get behind.
yeah. I'm with it.
We can. Nate wrote into the show and he talked about.
He started the N Tower, I assume.
Well, it was definitely him.
He just wrote in an N by mail.
We're like, I don't understand, and then he wrote an I. But he wrote in about being at a Christian youth camp and some kids there summoning a succubus demon with a fat shitter is how he described it. I'd not said that's just how he described it.
Sounds about how Nate would describe it.
It was one of the adults that was supposed to be like the supervisor. The camp counselor was bragging to all these kids that just showed their parents just dropped them off and left. Like, take care of my, little Nick. And he immediately is like, all right, kids, I can summon a succubus. And man, let me tell you what this succubus will do. And then from that moment on, he was just obsessed with summoning his own succubus.
That is wild, dude. I mean, when I was younger, I went to a Jewish camp. I could see that happening there. But
did you?
Yeah,
that felt like a lie.
That wasn't a lie.
No.
Wait, you were
Utica,
sent to a
Mississippi.
Jewish camp?
Utica, Mississippi. Yeah, well, my
Did he just cast a spell on us?
was adopted by a Jewish family.
Oh,
And
now we find out.
Now we find out.
After
How many appearances?
After we let him on the show.
Wow.
After all this, man.
Let it never be
I'm
said that we won't platform
No.
Jews.
No. I'm 0% Jewish. Okay.
I don't know.
I've
It
talked
sounds
about
like
this
more
a
than
million
0%.
times. I've talked about this so much that I don't talk about it anymore. But no,
I've
my
never heard him talk
grandfather
about it.
was
I've never
adopted by
heard
a
The
it
lady
Jewish
doth
family,
protest.
and they treated us terribly. They treated
Hold
my
on.
mom and my aunt terribly. So it is what it is. But after I got older and got my DNA tested, found out that I'm like 99.1% Northwest European.
Ashkenazi?
No,
What's the other 0.8%?
Indigenous American.
What does that even mean? Jew?
No, Elizabeth Warren, I assume.
That's crazy. I don't think that's going to get you a scholarship.
Well, then my mom got her DNA test, and she's not Jewish either. And so my grandfather being adopted, makes sense because he didn't.
Let me
look
see the back
Jewish.
of your head.
No, don't do it. Don't listen to him.
It's got a little.
No, do
It's
it.
got a really, really tiny hat.
Dude, I look Anglo as fuck. Okay,
I'll give you that. You do. You look very white.
Yeah, goyish looks. Thank you.
You look white. WH.
It's. I mean, listen. It's okay. It's all right if you're.
It
if
is
you
what
are.
it is. I mean, look,
What were you doing there? I don't understand.
jacking off in my bunk, archery. I don't know.
In that order.
Jacking off
Going.
in my bunk in archery.
Oh, that's the
weird,
one thing that you for sure remembered, and everything else is like, oh, let me think about it.
Yeah, summoning succubi with fat shitters.
Getting
Unbelievable.
mixtapes from these other Jewish kids from like New Orleans and Memphis. They would come the next summer with like these like banger mixtapes for me with like Master P and Bone Thugs on them. It's pretty cool. I thought I was black.
I understand. I thought I was black when I was a kid too.
I mean, I went to an all black school most of my life. So you either had to get picked on or join the gang, And
When did you find out you weren't black?
When he found out he was
about a few
Jewish.
years ago.
Oh, well, I mean, that's kind of the same thing, right? Are you a black Israelite?
No.
All right.
My dad grew up in the Church of Christ. My mom's mom was a Baptist. Her whole family's Baptist. That's where all my English and Irish blood comes from. I wish I could find my grandfather's real family.
But what was the point of the story? Wait, because I feel like we just got like way distracted.
No, I like it.
Jew camp.
You mentioned Jew camp, and then we were like, wait a second, he's going
He
to
was
Jew
like,
camp?
now I need to explain my entire family tree to prove that I don't have
Yeah.
any of this in me.
I like that, though, where he goes like, yeah, I went to Jew camp, and then we're like, prove that you're not Jewish. And then he spends a long time doing it, and they're like, what are we talking about? Why are we talking about this?
Going through his
He's like, I
lineage.
don't know, dude. I'm trying to defend myself against you people.
No, I wasn't trying to accuse. I was just trying to
Are
clarify.
you looking for a producer's job?
I'm trying to figure out why you got fired. That's what. Did this information come to light?
Unbelievable.
Because I get it. I get if it did, but
Well, let's bring it back to Donald Trump. What do you think? Do you guys think that it is dead Trump? That this is the image of a man reanimated? This is no longer the
I think
original Donald Trump?
He's always been an image. He's always been an egregore and some weird archetype. I mean, 90s Trump was literally a Clintonian Democrat that was, getting around with like mobsters. That like it was the antithesis of what he represents now. And I think that there's this Pied Piper theory. Shout out to my friend David Charles Play, who definitely is Jewish on Think Tank, but he always brings up this Pied Piper theory that when Hillary Clinton saw Donald Trump maybe like suggesting that he could run, the entire establishment was like, let's back this guy. Let's actually, and it's called this Pied Piper theory. Like, let's have everyone follow him so that when he falls, it'll be such a massive, spectacular fall that everyone will come running back to the establishment. And that didn't necessarily happen. But in my mind, there was someone else in the room that was like, oh, we're just going to re-divert this energy that you guys think that you're doing. And we're going to do a quick little litmus test. We're going to be like, hey, can we run two Clintons in the same campaign, the same way that 10 years ago we ran two Skull and Bones members against each other, and everyone was like, that's the good version and here's the bad version. It's like they're both Skull and Bones members, right? And we had that exact same election. We had Clinton 1 versus Clinton 2, and now people are like willing to fight over the difference between these two. And I guess it's not like they're oppositional, they're just like Pepsi and Coke, and it's like, wait, we don't have to be drinking cola at all.
Owned by the same company. What do you think about that, Jules?
damn, David.
I'm asking his opinion on because he's got there is something that I want to ask these guys. That
I could see the curl. Like if he had curls, would you be surprised?
100%. Oh my God. You should be doing that on. I'm just saying it would, I could see it. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, like the hat with the.
It doesn't mean anything bad. It just means like
I've talked about it a million times by now to the point where,
You do look
now-
a tiny
now
bit
people
like
see it.
Jared Kushner, like a little bit.
I've had people tell me that I've talked about it so much that it's odd. And so
I need you to talk about it 6 million times.
No. I mean, look, all I'm saying is I wish I could find who my grandfather's real family was. Yeah, Tyler, guess what? I've been sweating this entire time. You know why? Because it's 92 degrees in my garage.
It's like an oven in there, huh?
Ooh.
No,
He's taking his shirt off. It's like an oven in there, dude. Look, I want to ask you guys this because I've been saying this and I don't have
what type of doors do you have on there?
The wooden. I
Stop it, David.
This is your fault. You're doing this. I haven't been able to talk to my like esoteric,
on Labor Day.
On Labor Day, my esoteric occult homies to confirm this schizo idea that I have. But the schizo idea that I have is because we've been talking to a lot of like Christian people and everything, and they're just like, that's a little bit too, schizo. Elon is doing a thing.
Oh, this is my theory. The theory that I had presented is a crazy fun theory too.
Which one was that?
You remember the one of Epstein, Elon, Trump? That theory. I
don't care about that right now. So the one that I care about is
crazy.
Elon seemingly has backed up his personality on Twitter. in the form of this account called Adrian Dittman. Now, he's had a live space with him. They sound exactly the same. I think it's an AI that is a those are numbers on his arm. It's an AI that he backed up his personality on. And I don't know if it's developed at all or if it's just him in a stasis state. But now he has Annie, which is Grok, and he's making Annie dress around like a hooker in these skimpy little anime outfits. And these dudes are pulling pecker to Annie, right? And so what I'm thinking is we've gotten to the stage in AI's development where all that's needed to breathe life sentience into this thing is some good old-fashioned sex magic. And so with an army of 30,000 gooners pulling pecker to Annie, I think that that's the goal here. And I think that, you know, if I went a little bit further, I would say Elon's going to get shot and then he's going to have his corpse reanimated. His personality's backed up at Adrian Dittman.
And he has risen.
And he has risen, but Grok is like within him, but it's now sentient because everybody pulled pecker to it. Is there anywhere in your research that goes like, oh yeah, this dude, like somebody was like, oh, Annie is a hyper-sigil. And I was like, I don't know what that means, dog. Do you jerk off to that? Because that's what people are doing.
Do you jerk off on that?
You jerk off on a hyper-sigil? Is that what a dude becomes when he sits in a coffin and he's...
Wait, let them explain it. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know.
I think Jules is the expert on this.
I mean, I guess it depends if, you know, what kind of magic you're trying to do. But, I mean, the thing is I haven't done much research into hyper-sigils, but I'm guessing, you know, that would be one way to... We were talking about succubuses earlier, right?
Right.
So if you're trying to get a sex demon, maybe you do something with semen. I don't know. I've never participated in that before.
Not even in camp?
Not even at Jew camp?
Not even at Jew camp.
Okay. Write that down.
I can't remember if it was Grant Morrison. I think it was Grant Morrison that talked about comic books being hyper-sigils. And I think that was one of the original premises of doing Occult Disney was that, well, if a comic book's a hyper-sigil and a comic book's got, I don't know, 200 panels in it, how many frames of animation are in a Disney movie? That's got to be like a hyper-sigil. And now if we're talking about AI-driven animation that can do whatever the user that's observing it at a certain point, like you observing it is going to almost be like an observer effect. Like when Raven watches AI that Musk is posting, he's going to get a very specific version of it versus everyone else, because that's the real promise of AI. And Musk actually tweeted this week, or like he's had a number of these tweets. He keeps talking about the limbic system and how technology is interfering with the limbic system. And the one from this month or last month now, it says AI is going to obviously one-shot the human limbic system. That said, I predict counterintuitively that it will increase the birth rate. And he had another one from a couple years ago talking about it was wild. It was right after I think he purchased Twitter and turned it into X. He was talking about the shocking amount of technology and time and resources that goes into developing, you know, internet technology and networking ultimately to just please the human limbic system. Again, this is all like references to just how like base human experience is what driving technology, and that even though we all like to think it's this like super high order level of thinking, like, oh, we're ones and zeros and we're so advanced now, that really all that technology is just used to drive the limbic system. So now with his like AI gooner girl that kind of looks like his transgender daughter, which is a little bit extra weird.
That's so creepy. Oh, that's extra creepy.
Now, I do believe that he's been aware for a couple years now that they've been harvesting energy on the internet that is directed to the human limbic system. And I don't think they're like building a battery up. It's not like they're storing it. They're just redirecting it, and they're teaching people through technology. Here's what you do with your time and effort and focus. You keep redirecting it to the human limbic system. And once people do that enough, now they're going to think that technology is the source for satisfying the limbic system, as opposed to right now it's like this artificial simulation. It stimulates your limbic system, but eventually, just like that NLP anchor, just like the lady that walks by in church with like the strong perfume and like you remember something, it's going to tie to being like, oh, well, technology is my limbic system.
there's a page that I like to follow, Daniel versus Babylon, and he posted some horrifying, and it was like Annie, the Grok cartoon dancing, and all of a sudden its belly gets like pregnant, and it's like this fever dream Hyperborean edit kind of a vibe, and then it's like Annie's going to give birth to the homunculi, and that shout out to Federal Agent in the chat. He said Annie is here to give birth to the homunculus. I think he saw probably the same edit that I did. Well, he's my handler, so he probably fed it to me. But yeah, I'm like, there's something very esoteric going on with Annie, and it's very strange that the only context in which Elon presents it is a sexual one. I'm like, why did you, of all the things you could have chosen, you chose this dainty little anime girl, and you
like the
dress
waifu
her up,
girl, right?
Yeah,
that's the blonde. Yeah, okay, I figured that's what you are talking. I didn't know what you were talking about for a second.
And then Annie is weird too, because Annie in Hebrew means I am, and there was a meme once that Elon posted where it's Michael Jackson leaning over the corpse of Anakin Skywalker, after the Obi-Wan battle, where he's kind of like his legs are severed, and this is the last time he's basically human. And it says, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? And the caption, Elon posted the caption. He said, memes are the most information dense form of communication that we have. So he's telling you that this is meant to convey a lot. And if you think about it, like Annie means I am, right? I am is the name of God. And then
it also means Anu in Egypt.
Right. And then Anakin becomes part man, part machine, right? Like he is resurrected from his virtually dead state of having no legs and having got his ass whooped by Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then he becomes Vader, and Vader is, this automaton sort of character. He is half man, he's a merger. He is transhuman. Right. So it's like, what is this guy trying to say? Like he named his hentai girl I am, and then he's telling you these weird messages about transhumanism in these memes. Like there's something there. There's something really esoteric about what he's doing, but I'm too stupid, simply too stupid. I see what you have pulled up over here.
Oh yeah, this is like side information. I don't know if you guys know this, but you're all fake.
Yeah, this, by the way, just to give to the audience, we were gonna have this guy on the show, and he was like, sure, I'll come on the show, but if you make fun of this, I will literally leave during the stream. And I'm like, okay, understandable, because we look like these horrifying trolls on Twitter. So I go, yeah, dude, we're not gonna like we might joke about it, but like,
well, he gives us an update why he's not interacting with
anybody at all. So he ghosted us. He didn't show up one day.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, just to give you an explanation as to why I'm not going to answer back or interact with anyone on this platform anymore, it's because of what the Lord had took me through over the last 7 to 10 months, I would say. I just went through something on X, and Elon, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're keeping your eye on me. I went through something on X that Elon tried to scare me with, but the Lord actually took me through to show me how bad and how thick the deception is. And literally every single person that I was interacting with on X over the course of many, many months was a fake AI created account.
Every single
person.
Not
even a real person. And I'm
every single person.
Every single person.
Every single one of you.
When he says like God took him through this, I imagine that like someone in a thick Indian accent called him up, and he's like, "This is God," and he's like, "Apple gift cards," and he's like, "All right, God." And he was actually scammed for the span of 7 to 8 months, where this guy just telling him all these things.
He's like, "Yeah, I'll give you the credit card information, but like, what's up with these people on X?" And he's like, "They are all fake. None of them are real. Now give me the numbers. Give me the digits. Please continue."
He's just getting frustrated because this guy just keeps asking about Elon.
Do not redeem. Do not redeem.
No, it's just I find it hilarious because like this is where we're at. Like the level of psychosis that Elon has driven people, which I don't think this guy's too far off. But like,
well, you know what he was saying in that video? He's like, I was having Zoom meetings with people, and he's like, and I was telling them to grab fistfuls of sand and throw it in the air. He was like, I was telling people to grab leaves and throw it over the fence behind him. And the way that things were falling, I knew that they were AI. And I'm like, dog,
But then the craziest thing is that he creates a video to explain to all. He's like, no, literally every single person on X is fake.
But who are you talking to then?
All the fake people.
All the fake people.
He's explaining to the bots that have driven him into this.
To wake everyone else up in their pods.
But but apparently everybody else isn't even on X. It's just nothing but bots. This is like, I don't know. There's
a level of insanity that I only hope to achieve.
It's the same one where Mr. Patriot goes like, "Oh, the way you can tell when somebody has bots is when I get ratioed." And it's like, no, you get ratioed because you're, and everybody hates you. This is a normal. There are real living people here on this app, and they don't like you. That's all that's happening.
Imagine if you could redirect that level of confidence, though. Like that level of confidence is not something that can even be taught, even if you wanted to.
Well, we were gonna talk to that guy because he was pointing out some pretty interesting things. He's saying, and I like it. Look, in our pursuits of information and the genre of information that we pursue, there is constant rampant speculation as to who is the Antichrist. So when this guy goes, Elon Musk is the Antichrist.
You said the Antichrist?
Wait a second. There you go. When he says Elon Musk is, I go, very fun. Let's have a listen. And when he starts talking, I'm like, hey, he's got a lot of like points that he's making about strange things I wasn't really aware about Elon. And then he shows you this Twitter account that is like, at the very least, claiming to be Elon's alt. And he's telling you like what's going on behind the scenes with like Pam Bondi and all this other crap. And it's fun. There's like a lot of really interesting things on this page. Like 7,000 people follow it. Everybody responds to it as if it's Elon operating under like a, an alternative Twitter account. Elon's cute. Did you see you know what? I know we're about to go. I can see messages from Mom pulled up and I'm very excited. But Donald Trump did it again. Did you see what he did with the QAnon thing? Mm-mm. He posted a picture of himself on Truth Social, some sort of artwork that somebody made. And here we go. We have it. I won't even say it. Let's bring it up on the thing here. And in his left hand, he's got Q+. And it's...
How fun is this, guys?
It's so fun. It's
he's
so
posting
fun.
this.
He's posting
this.
Yes.
Nothing can stop what's coming.
He can't use his hand anymore because of the mark.
That's right. That's right. Is it his left hand or his right hand? I don't know. But let's see. Is there any esoteric things you can put? It was posted exactly at 6 p.m. 6 being, that's the number.
Carbon, the mark of humans.
Carbons and the beast. And
there's like this corona that's around the Earth for whatever reason.
That's fun.
I don't know.
Who knows what it means?
I don't know what's behind there. Clouds.
Well, look at the clouds. The clouds behind him, those are actually right where hurricanes tend to go. And even the shape of the clouds look like they're extensions of Donald Trump hair. So is this like a weather modification?
Well, he
is the storm.
Well, I was going to say he is Prometheus with the world on his back.
Oh, right? Interesting.
The bringer of light.
Atlas.
And so,
well, there's Atlas, but then Atlas is interchangeable
Atlas
with
too.
Is he interchangeable with Prometheus? I love it. Sonny in the chat says, I'm so sick of the QBS. It's only sickening if you let it get, because I find it so fun and so entertaining.
This isn't QBS though. This is Q plus BS.
Well, Q plus for those who don't know, Q plus is like the highest operative in the Q, operation. He is the Megamind, and people have speculated for a long time.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I'm just pulling up some messages from Mom.
And
when I say banger, guys, banger,
we're gonna have so much fun with messages from Mom. But I was talking to somebody once who was like, yeah, my dad went to go get a picture with Donald Trump, and after he took the picture, he actually went back like a long time later and was like, hey, can you sign it? Like, I have the physical copy of the photo that we took together. And Trump, being the gracious, president that he is, he says yes, but he signs it Q+ on the back of the photo.
Love it.
And so she's like, my dad has been freaking out ever since that day, and it's so weird to hear you guys talk about this. And I'm like, that's fun. But it's like if you don't get too wrapped up in it as far as like emotional, it's the most entertaining in the world. Like, I mean, to me, it's real. It's a psychological operation. To what degree is it real? I'm not sure yet. But like these people that are all spiraling over it, they're not spiraling over nothing. They are being
led by the nose.
They're being led by the nose. They are victims of psychological warfare.
This is why the pre-show we were showing you what we were doing with our reels and all the stuff that we're hitting. We're just going to be hitting boomers.
Hey,
Bang.
boomers.
Hey, boomer. Hey, boomer. hey boomer, and this is why. It's like the perfect boomer bait to break their brain, like AI. That I just saw a video of there's like African man builds a Boeing 747 out of wood, and it's AI. But it looks really cool. And I'm just like, I'm like, my parents would believe this.
Oh yeah.
Like he's sanding it down. It looks great.
An original version of that one too. It was about look at what my kid made out of trash, and it was like a young like Ugandan kid. And I think like the earlier versions, it was just like a wheel, and then it turned into a bike, and then it turned into a car, and it like kept getting bigger and bigger, just to see like who on social media would buy like this obvious BS. And the truth is, you can build an entire aircraft carrier out of trash and wood, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, that's so good! That's such an inspiring story."
They do it like pretty to a much lesser degree too. Like today, I saw one where it was a lion cub gets attacked by an alligator, and then the lioness and the lion protect the cub, and they start kind of screwing this crocodile up, and then there's like a bunch of different scenes going on where like the crocodile looks a little bit different, but they're still tussling, and it's just like.
But old people are like inspirational.
Never give up on your kids. Meanwhile, boomers are not. They're estranged from their children.
Just giving up on their kids.
But it's like, man, I don't know what.
Not my parents, they're nice, but it's inspired this next bit. We want to sing it?
Yeah, please. Guys, I hope you're excited. I'm excited. The audience is excited. We're about to begin Messages from Mom.
Okay, guys, everybody shut up. Pay attention.
Go.
Jules, don't drink that.
Come on, put that down, dude.
Damn it. All right. He puts it down. So this is the first submit. So basically my mom sends me like throughout all times of the day Facebook videos on WhatsApp, and I'm like, when I see her, she lives right across from me. She goes, "Did you see this video?" And I go, "No, you sent me 50 of them, but I will watch them on the show. We'll break them down. We don't know what they're ever going to be about.
What it's going to be,
but I know that they're fun because I like the first frame of like the next video or the one after that. It's we'll get to it, but here we go. This one says they are literally casting spells on us, and I don't know who's talking, but here we go.
She's wearing a bonnet.
Here we go. Let's see.
They are manipulating and experimenting on us. Watch this.
Listen. I just saw a video of someone talking about Walmart, how they're going to be putting 10,000 Kelvin lights in their stores, and how those are the lights that are not even in the natural blue light spectrum, and they're artificial, and they're made to make you feel more anxious, and that it triggers your amygdala so you can't make logical decisions, so you shop faster and you just put things in your cart without really thinking about it.
Literally hypnosis.
And when I say that I don't think people really understand, like as someone who's worked in marketing, worked in sales, like I keep telling y'all do not know the level of manipulation that is being done to you on a daily basis. And when I say a lot of this is like literally like they're casting spells, them putting like, that's like casting a fucking spell on you.
We have no idea.
Yes, there's scientific explanations, but at the very basis, they are using different like physical things to manipulate your psyche.
Hey, first off, my mom obviously doesn't know me well enough, but I just steal from Walmart. So I guess they're getting me to steal faster.
That's all that's happening, yeah.
Which
you can see better as you're doing it.
You can see better as I'm like, I want to steal that.
You know what it does make me do? Every single time I'm in Walmart, I have to, my wife gets upset with it, buy a cup of popcorn chicken from the little heat lamp.
Dog, that's not even real meat.
It's not real meat, but they've engineered it to be delicious. And so
what do you think about this, Thomas? Do you think there's any legitimacy to the frequencies of the Kelvin lights that they're going to be putting in Walmart? Are they cooking us slowly? Do they want us to steal faster? What is this?
It's real science. I don't know if the young informed woman in that video, Dr. the full name, Dr. whoever it was. I do think
Parkenstein.
Casinos do this too to kind of like keep you awake. I'm a firm believer. I mean, I'll put my tinfoil hat that when you go to one of these cubicle farms in like an office building somewhere, that part of the decision making and putting those fluorescent lights in are to kind of beat down the human spirit a little bit so that you will submit to the authority of whatever you're trying to. And so I would definitely think that makes sense to extend it into Walmart. I mean, fast food joints will pump chemicals into the air that smell like fresh fries or that smell like fresh burgers.
I didn't know they were doing that.
Drive by, you'll smell a chemical and be like, "Oh, that burger smells fresh."
Oh,
if they're doing that, then of course they're going to use lights in order to gain an advantage.
They're also doing like red and yellow is
it's like food. It's something associated with like
no, it makes you want to like get in and get out. It's like it's an expedient color. So when you're surrounded by it and you go into a fast food joint that's like Burger King, McDonald's, red and yellow, you want to eat and you want to get out of there.
That's interesting. Like a yellow light.
Because,
Sometimes
like,
you see a yellow light and you want to speed up to get like, I'm not catching this light. And then when the red light hits, you're like, come on, dude, I got to go. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we have that already just from seeing, like, I don't know, getting attacked by certain snakes that are red,
yeah, that's a great point.
Poison, you know, from predators and whatnot. How we avoid yellow for leopards and wildcats. And
I don't know if a coral snake is. What is it? It's like
they're
black
red and
on,
yellow.
Well, was it red on yellow?
Fellow
Yellow on red. You fucking dead. I don't know how it goes. You're dead either way, is what I'm getting at.
You're already dead.
You're already dead.
Sad. Hold on. Do we have any
friendly fellow and red on black? Stay away, Jack.
I'm sorry.
Stay away, Jack.
Jules. I got to figure this one out.
You had it. It was right there. We even hit the button. Everybody was laughing and nobody heard it.
No, this is it. This is the one here. All right, you ready, Jules? This is just mean, but here we go. I know we miss Toad.
We do miss Toad. We're gonna incorporate him. Toad's gonna be a key component in Nephilim News Network. This next one that we have,
this is great. So this is what the problem that I have with messages from mom. My messages from mom
is that they're bangers.
Is that they're bangers, number one, but they're all fear based. Like she sends them to me. She's like, look at this. Don't go there. And I'm just like,
you can't go to Walmart anymore because the lights are gonna make you shop.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to Walmart, but I'm gonna have fun.
I'm gonna eat that popcorn chicken.
The blue blocker glasses that you can buy at Walmart. You could actually go into Walmart, put them on, walk around and shop, and then just put them back on the shelf before you leave.
Hey, big Walmart doesn't want you to know that you can just take the glasses off the shelf and wear them while you shop.
You got to walk in though like this first. You're like, "Where's the glasses section?
Take me to the glasses section."
Looking for the blue blockers.
That's there is something.
The cart, the glasses to the curb, and then you go in with the glasses on.
There's something to it though, because they changed all the street lamps.
This guy's on another level.
He's got solutions.
This is my problem with messages from mom. No solutions. There's only problems.
It's just fear.
Can we watch the next one, David?
Is this who I think it is?
This is who I think it is. This is great. I'm getting messages from my mom. This is also the disrespectful part.
This is our friend?
This is the disrespectful part of it. Is that she sends in and she goes, "Look at this, you idiot. You don't know
heard of this.
You've never heard of these things. You don't know these things. You don't know. Watch my video. Watch the words too, Jules, please. Here we go. Our boy JT.
JT follows. JC is here. Special guest JT again.
What's he gonna tell us?
Great beard, huh?
Great solid beard.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what mom's. Yeah, for real.
Let me start with a question. Has a hole in the ground ever been a memorial to anyone? Does that honor anyone in any way? What would be significant about a hole in the ground that would honor someone? I've got a thought. Revelation 9:11. They have his king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, but in Greek he is called Apollyon, Apollo, the king of the bottomless pit, the angel of the bottomless pit.
Can you just pause that real quick?
Yeah,
I just gotta say right away, damn, that's Revelation 9:11. That's the most obvious that I've never heard of in my life. Your mom was right. I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, you guys should watch this. Although he probably told us this on the show.
He probably did. You know, it's just hard to remember everything.
She doesn't watch the show, and then she sends me this stuff like, "Have you seen this?" And it's just very. You understand the level of disrespect that I'm dealing with here?
My mom sends me videos, and it's like Inky and Enlil. I'm like, not now, mom. Please.
No. Do you not know what I do?
Do you not know what I've been talking about for a year?
Unbelievable.
Like job postings. Like, look at this. Like, this is a nice, respectable company. You could work here.
Oh my God.
It's like, hey, Thomas, are you still making toys? Maybe.
Oh my God.
This is what my mom is. She's like, hey, I know you, focus a lot on making these videos, but have you seen this guy with the lovely beard? Maybe you should do stuff like that. And I'm like, it's just what the.
You see what Scott says? Says Mama Lobsta is gonna fall for Nephilim News Network.
Oh yeah, 100%. She's gonna be sending.
She's not gonna recognize her own son. She's gonna be like, this guy Todd Losner. Really, really.
He's making a lot of sense.
He's making a lot of sense.
I wish my son was more like him.
I love God. That's where I go to for all my weather news. Did you know it's the Jews? All right. Well, let's
I want to say I'll skip to the last one because this is somebody else that we know.
This black dude just crushes.
Yeah. I think this is Donuts Boy. Here we go. I don't know.
Oh,
you know this guy?
Yeah, Maverick.
My mom's sending me people that we know.
This guy crushes. So last time he was like, "Oh, this guy knows something."
Here we go. Let's check it out.
Arrow was a psyop, right? Right? I mean, just think about it. How important is this logo where the old timer is there? If he's not there, if it's racist, if it's not racist, who gives a fuck, really? Like,
Whoa,
Hey, whoa,
geez,
whoa,
Maverick.
whoa,
This
whoa.
is a hey.
All right, whatever. No, it's okay. It's okay. He's not here though.
Who do I?
matter is
He's not here.
society.
Put it away.
Why is everybody
Pointed at
paying
me.
attention to it? I even posted this earlier this week saying Cracker Barrel is a psyop, but not only that, it's actually a distraction as well. But from what you ask, well, did you know that Bill Gates of Hell had a secret meeting
Bill
at the
Gates
White
of Hell?
House with Trump?
Oh
What
wait.
the hell is going on? Now, reports
Based.
say the discussion was focused on the values of the U.S. global health programs and the role of the U.S. research in saving lives. Yeah, because that's what the fuck you do, right? Can anybody tell me
This guy's
why
swearing.
a guy who's made his success from computers and programs is in our healthcare system, in our food system, he owns a ton of farmland, just to name a few. Hopefully this is a situation where he's bowing down to Trump, trying to get some government funding, kissing the ring, because the latter wouldn't be that good, because hopefully he's not even entertaining this piece of shit right here. Not to mention, while we're distracted with the Cracker Barrel thing as well, our financial system is changing right before our very eyes, where the U.S. Treasury buys back its debt for $1.4 billion, totaling over $7 billion in 2 weeks. I'm not an expert or anything, but that can't be good. And that financial flip I'm talking about, yeah, it's going into crypto because XRP has just launched a credit card with the exchange
Buy
Gemini.
XRP.
You mean to tell me where we can spend our crypto at the point of sale into fiat in real time and get rewards back? And nobody knew. Nobody flinched at all. But we were all worried about a place that I've never ate at. I don't know if you guys...
He's lying. You know he ate at this.
100% he ate at Cracker Barrel.
Never ate at Cracker Barrel. I'm looking at your
I actually had to
face.
stop though because for some reason the last time I went there, both of my drinks tasted exactly like dish detergent, and I was like, "Can you take this back? This tastes a lot like soap." I'm sorry, I don't want to be difficult. She's like, "Oh my god," brings it back. Still
I don't
tastes
go
like
to
soap.
Cracker Barrel because it's basically it's a kid trap, gift shop in the front.
Oh, yeah.
Can't even get to the food.
You know what though?
It's
I
retirement
don't-
home
me.
food.
What's
It's
that?
retirement home food. It's where like you just saw your grandpa for the last time in hospice, and you want to go and like stretch that memory out for another hour and a half. You go to a
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel.
Eat a mashed potato bowl. You know what though? I get a lot of us say this within the truth or community. It's like, what are they distracting us from? I don't at all feel distracted. Like I looked at the Cracker Barrel thing twice, and I made a I made a little joke. Apparently, it was a beat to death one
Oh,
that other
don't
people
say
had
it.
made. I'm not
Don't-
going to
you
say
didn't
it.
say it mean.
But it was the KFC guy on the Cracker Barrel logo, and it said
You can guess.
well, it said bucket. Which was funny. I thought it was funny. But then I realized, wow, that was low hanging fruit. Everybody else and their mother made that joke. But I don't feel like distracted in any really meaningful way. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is he onto something there? Maverick?
You go, Jules.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's usually this whole past year has been full of, distractions. If you want to call them distractions, they're just, I don't know. I think we're building up to something that not a lot of people are ready for. You have a lot of people talk about this stuff all the time. But I don't know, to be honest with you, man. I think, we should definitely not believe anything that we're being fed. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm frustrated about this. Sorry. My rent just went up $200 because of something Trump did. I don't know.
Your rent went up $200
because of Trump?
Apparently. I don't know.
When are you guys moving from there to Florida?
Hopefully sometime soon.
All right.
Got to get the house sold, but that'd be wonderful if we could do that.
Wait, you're gonna sell your house? Who are you paying rent to? I don't understand your living. It sounds Jewish. Your living situation.
That's the thing.
I pay a mortgage.
Right. So
your rent.
Well, your rent can't just jump up. I learned that your mortgage can jump up quite a bit. Actually,
you're saying your mortgage
super
went
randomly.
up. Yeah.
My mortgage went up by like I think it was like $500 or something like that.
Yeah, me too, dude. Welcome to adulthood. Sucks.
Well, I mean,
hated
I've been
it.
paying. Okay, look, I get it, but it's just, you know, these things happen, right, to keep us distracted. And I've been talking about this a lot in our everyday lives, from focusing on anything that we really need to focus on, especially spiritually, right? To learn information, to teach our kids things. Like we can't do everything like they used to do back before technology. You know, everyone's so distracted now, and it seems like these elites still are able to teach their children all these things, these you know, how to play every instrument, and like you know, to get into these certain mysteries that they can read into, and the rest of the people are kind of blind about, right?
It's an antiquated thing to throw in front of us. Every once in like they take the cracker off the barrel, they take the Indian lady off the Land O'Lakes thing, they take the Aunt Jemima out of the. They just keep taking a vaguely racially associated character away from a food product. They do that like every once in a while. It's very strange.
Well, it's just them showing their power. To be honest with you, I don't think it has anything to do with the race, or I mean, yeah, it you know, stirs some up. I'm sure, especially online.
On X particularly, yeah.
But yeah, no, these things are distractions, I think, to take us away from focusing on ourselves and you know, attaining a higher consciousness.
I think that TikTok is a distraction.
Or, you know,
I think the whole short is. I think like just even talking about Cracker Barrel and then talking about XRP has nothing to do with Cracker Barrel.
That was a weird thing too. Yeah,
I like it.
XRP. It's the same thing though with the lights in Walmart. Like my wife, I heard her saying that or watching a TikTok about that like yesterday.
His wife was watching a TikTok.
Yeah. So really, we're in a constant battle, an information war with TikTok.
I think so, and I want to contribute to it. I want to tank it.
Well, yeah, I want to propagandize the people.
Well,
if only we had like a news syndication to do that from.
This is what I really like about Maverick's content is that he has like a certain follower base, but he'll go and do man on the street interviews, and he'll find himself getting quoted by like Forbes or getting quoted by like New York Times or something on like some like I think Forbes quoted him on one of his Mountain Dew climate control things.
That's the one we watched last week.
Even though they frame it as this is like, look at what this conspiracy wackadoo's talking about.
Yeah.
It's getting it out in front of normies, and there is a non-zero number of people that are looking at that, reading Forbes, and they're like, oh, this guy's got a good point. What's his name? Maverick. And now all of a sudden they're hearing about XRP and the crumbling financial system and like all these other things. And if you look at his content, he does that. He'll go on like one of these man on the street shows where they're just talking to like thoughts out in the street and like getting their opinions and like, what do you think about the Federal Reserve? And
well,
it just like blows their mind. So
that's good because you do need something to wake, you know, kind of wake the normies up. You know, you can't. Well,
this is what we're going to be doing.
Throw adrenochrome at them, right?
This is what we're going to be doing, dude.
Whoa.
We've got.
I mean, hey, you know,
just splash on your.
I'm not saying. See, it sounded like. I guess it sounded like hate against Maverick. It is hate. I'm hating on him
because he's doing better than us.
Because he's doing better than us. This is because he's doing exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is what
there's one other thing too. I feel like this is low hanging fruit, but no one's even latched onto this. That the whole controversy about the Cracker Barrel logo is because they got a DEI hire in as the new CEO.
Yeah,
and she saw what she thought was a fetus and immediately had to kill it.
Wow,
that's terrible, dude.
That's a great,
you know, this is a Christian show.
Analogy.
Unbelievable. He's saying that the small Cracker Barrel logo man looks like a fetus.
Yeah, wow. It's either a lasso or it's a fetus. That's what most people say, right?
Yeah, I guess so. If you're terrible, unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Well, let's go on to the next message from Mom. This one is exciting because it looks a lot like what we were talking about or what we set out to talk about.
All right, we're gonna. I guess we'll do this one and then we'll wrap it up.
Do you want? All right, fine.
Yeah, we don't have that many messages. We gotta save them.
Oh, your mom needs a.
She hasn't been scrolling TikTok, but
she must be watching the show and going, "There."
This one says symbolism. Here we go. Oh, but up no sound.
So then he came out to the podium and he stood, and Melania has never done this, where she swings around in front of him.
Who the hell are these people?
I don't know, but it's missing a third guy that's green screen in front of them that's pointing at the video.
Oh yeah, they need a guy going like.
Yeah, this and making faces.
Yeah.
So Do better, but let's keep going. Oh wait.
In front of him.
Yeah.
And then the guy that came forward was from what? The King's unit. That's all chess play. So comes up, so it's checkmate. And what does he do in the military? When my dad was in World War II, and so on his funeral, they take the flag off of where it's flying. And he said, "Sir, this is the one that was flying over the Capitol as of today." Okay. The capital is DC. Okay.
Nice. We took it quick. This is 100%. This is boomer, boomer content, but it's also like.
What are they?
I don't understand. We haven't gotten there yet because this white woman's taking too
First
long.
off, the controversy is she lied. Her dad wasn't in her dad was in the Revolutionary War.
You old no, but the other thing is it's also QAnon because Q loves doing this. So like, did you see which way the eagle is facing?
Oh yeah, I like it too.
I like it, but I don't get I'm not gonna do a podcast.
It's just weird to see that my mom is she's so deep in all this stuff.
This is definitely like Q boomer content. Let's let it roll.
And it keeps muting.
Military uniform fold and handed it to the man who's over the family. Do you see?
Yeah. Wow.
Just like they do at a funeral, and it was the one over the Capitol. So all of this is significant.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Mr. President, on behalf of the United States Army, the Army Golden Knights, I would like to present to you this flag, which was flown over our nation's capital in free fall during the Army's 250th birthday celebration.
Dog.
Okay.
What the was the point of that though? What is it? What are they trying to say?
I don't know.
That it was like a fallen soldier, and maybe the country is a fallen soldier. That's what I'm getting from that, I guess.
Look, even Thomas, who is steeped in all the esoteric procedures and who's also been in the military, goes, maybe it's because the country is falling. Maybe
Flag Squad or whatever the hell it was called in the military, not ROTC, like actual military. And we did the like flag folding stuff. I kind of lost an appetite for it though. It was weird. It was weirder than Disney adults, where people get like so wrapped up in flag code and how you handle a flag, and the people that are like, if you've seen a flag that fell and touched the ground, come bring it to me, and like I'll do a whole ritual and stuff. It's kind of like the kid that wants to bury all the dead cats in a neighborhood.
Oh my god.
Jeez, that was very passionate. I feel like Jules could use one more flag, and specifically over his breaker box would be great.
I have a rebel flag. You put that.
No, well, hang it over your breaker box.
Okay, sure, Raven. The breaker box adds character. It lets people know that hey,
it's just a
I'm in my
regular
garage.
guy.
Greypilled still in its early youth. Earlier, when I was talking about Atlas, I meant to say Prometheus is more like Elon, right? Atlas would be more akin to Trump with the world or the United States on his back. And I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't more attempts, quote unquote, in Minecraft, right?
Jeez, dude.
I mean, I've been kind of saying that I don't think it'll be Trump though. I think it'll be Elon. And that's really not anything like I'm there's nothing that leads me to believe that except for the idea that he has Neuralink already. And I think that's how you reanimate a corpse.
Well, I talked about Elon, Inky. He did the whole Kekius Maximus thing for a few months on Twitter, which was very odd, being Kek, that green frog god from Egypt. And so, I think they're doing something behind the scenes, and they do this Cracker Barrel stuff to, cause a distraction and to keep us all under, I guess you could call it, mind control. Thomas, that's crazy what you were saying about the Cracker Barrel logo being a fetus. Is that the umbilical cord connected to the K?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Can we maybe we can
let me pull that up.
Yeah, because I've heard that you're talking about the shape that the lasso makes.
The shape that's around the
freaking
lettering, dude. Oh my gosh,
that's a weird. I
If
do
you're
wonder
able
why.
to see it esoterically, because not
That's the
all
only way I
designs are
see.
drawn
Well,
perfectly.
because
It is in the shape.
the whole philosophy of Cracker Barrel is like, come back to mom's house, come have that like home good, like country
See,
feel
the
good.
umbilical
And what
cord?
makes you feel more like going back to mom's house than crawling back inside of her in her womb, essentially?
That's
And
his
there's
head on the other
Grandpa.
side.
He's
Isn't
sitting
that
there
weird?
ready to call you. Yeah, look at all. I got these piercings.
He's like,
you're
yeah,
queer."
I did that. Wait, let's watch one more video.
Okay, yeah,
one
let's do
more.
this one.
This one's probably a banger. One more.
Oh, this is interesting. I can see the caption already.
Yeah, Trump has clones running the world. My mom is probably gonna nail it here. I don't want to let you guys go on a low point.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's check this out.
Are there also multiple versions of Trump? Absolutely. People asking me, well, if Trump is part of the alliance, why the heck did he roll out Project Warp Speed, which is the implementation of the... Well, that was the negative Trump. You have the original Trump, who is
Love it.
operating in a base located in Cheyenne Mountain, and he's
I
always...
love this. Guys,
dude,
I love this. This is what I live
You're
for.
not allowed to put that music behind it if it's not true.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you know it's true, is if it has the music. It's crazy though that he's like, this is the nega Trump, right? Like Scott. You ever see Scott Pilgrim where he has like nega Scott? Yeah. And then you have this immediate insistence on him being in Cheyenne Mountain. Like, how are you privy to this information?
Because he's always there.
Oh,
Isn't there a fallen angel in that mountain? Sorry.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I've
Where
heard
is it?
Of there being a fallen angel. One of the, 4 fallen angels that still exists supposedly is trapped under Cheyenne Mountain.
And that's why they've drilled a deep underground military base into that mountain.
And they're talking to it.
Perhaps.
Interesting. Okay, all right. Let's see what this guy has to say. This guy's also very handsome, but let's see what he has to say.
That looks just like him. That is the Trump that we see in the White House. That is the Trump that we see on the press. And then you have a third Trump who is there in case the double take's taken out. As you know, there's been multiple assassinations.
What podcast is this?
Who are these people?
Sean Ryan, maybe?
No, there's like an Asian dude. Not that guy, but there's like a curly-haired Asian dude in the beginning that was like, so Trump has clones running the world, huh?
Attempts. Now, the fourth Trump, that is the negative Trump. That is the Trump that was generated by the negative AI, that is already sentient, that is already in control of the world's satellite systems, infrastructures. And that Trump is the one that is pushing Project Warp Speed. The real Trump is actually working with the alliance. So yeah, there are multiple Trumps, just like there are multiple Elons.
Are there also multiple? Oh, this guy! Look at this guy. Guy's bearing the lead. He's only talking about the 4 Trumps. I know about 7 of them.
Dude,
I used to be a gamer or something, dude.
I'll tell you what, we suck. Like, look at this guy and his whole podcast studio, and he's got this dude,
chiseled jaw
how
guy.
come nobody ever hits us up and goes, "Hey, dog, I know about all 4 Trumps. Let me come on the show." Nobody ever does that at all.
You're never gonna believe what I just generated in ChatGPT. Have me on for a show, and I'll read it verbatim.
You'll never believe what ChatGPT says.
No, but okay, listen, just to break the third wall,
It's
fourth
the 4th one, man.
Whatever. We should be doing this, Thomas, Jules. These are the things that we should be working on. Do you see what they're doing? Do you see the level of success that they have reached with bullshit?
Well,
why have we not?
That's what's become evident to me is that we are in an information war, and the opposition is using propaganda, and the only way to fight propaganda is with your own propaganda. And so we should be working tirelessly. Like why aren't we emulating the MK-Ultra program? Why aren't we emulating? Touche. Like, why don't we have? I guess we do have a Mockingbird Media, right? And that is where the same stupid will get said on every single conspiracy podcast.
Why aren't we making up our own lies and then doing it on all of our podcasts until it proliferates, and then you see it on Rogan somewhere, and then we know where it came from?
Can we do that? At least 1 or 2. Let's make up like 1 or 2 things. Let's make a concerted effort to say it on all of our shows.
So easy. This is what we do. It's crazy. Let's chat.
Easy.
Dude, honestly, this is what makes the stuff fun. Like I've been having some fun, but I think this is the fun thing.
We could be having more fun.
We'll work on a ChatGPT generated conspiracy theory that pertains to politics and all the stuff that we talk about. Then we make the circuits on everyone's podcast that is in this like circle. It'll be like one standalone episode that we act like is very serious, but it's completely not true.
You know what we could do? We could draw a correlation.
And
We
then,
could say that.
Wait, and then we wait.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. We keep it in a circle. Just us, just the people who know. And then we wait and we see where it pops up. And I guarantee you my mom will be sending me clips from somebody else
if
saying
it makes it to messages
it'd be like
from
Maverick. Maverick will be saying the lies that we told.
Yeah.
On this little circuit.
Here's what the lie is going to be. And we can
Okay.
say it out loud, and just the way people work, it doesn't matter. So the recent is in fact a blood relative of Elon Musk. And we come up with
That's a good one.
That's a good one because it's not like super big.
Yeah.
It's
He's
not
one
the
of his
story.
children.
Could be one of his children. That feels a little bit too crazy,
One of his
but
bastards.
ooh, a bastard child of Elon Musk is a good one.
It's Ashley Sinclair's
And then
child
you
from the
gotta
future.
go like, there's something about Elon's DNA that makes his kids want to themselves, right? Like that's kind of the thing here.
Yeah.
So if we can make up a couple of key lies about that and then just repeat that ad nauseum.
It's the news. Like you make the news. What's the news?
We're
Whatever
the
I
news.
decide at this point.
We're
Like,
the news now.
Tommy, yeah, look at me, Thomas. I'm the news.
Nephilim News Network.
I don't think Thomas is down. He doesn't like this idea.
He loves it.
I think it's a little bit half baked. I think that it needs to be more evergreen as opposed to just hyper focusing on something that's catch of the day right now. It needs to be something that it's like, oh my god, this has been going on forever. For example, if the theory was that all schools are related somehow, just like the same way that they've got like all the presidents have been related, right? You could be
This
like, oh my
is
god, they're all
good.
related to like King Philip or something. Like that's something that also implies you'd have to do a couple centuries worth of research, and most people are just
People
like,
don't
"Oh,
wanna do that.
Dude, I already have the idea. We're gonna
He
get
knows how to do this too well.
We're gonna get 7 C's involved, and I'm gonna ask him to make a nonsense chart with all the things. No one's gonna read it anyway.
Did you see where he said Isaac Weishaupt? This is so funny, dude. So 7 C's. I love 7 C's, but he goes, I think Isaac Weishaupt is a Fed. And then somebody goes like, well, why do you think that? And he goes, well, his father was in marketing and media, right? and now suddenly this guy's like super big in the conspiracy. And Isaac literally goes like, hey, dude, you think maybe because my dad was good at like marketing and media that I might be good at marketing and media? And it was like,
love it.
Yeah,
it.
I saw that episode. It is a good one that Isaac had him on. I think I have him coming on this week.
7?
Yeah, 7. Yeah, he's gonna be coming on this next week.
We just reached out to
Well, ask him to make that chart for us.
Yeah, put us on the chart. We just reached out to a bunch of sponsors whomst I did zero research on.
Oh.
Whomst I did zero research on. What I'm hoping is that we become affiliated with somebody who's affiliated with somebody who's affiliated with General Flynn. Again, so that it's like a kind of a full circle thing, and then we can get on some schizo maps. That's what I'm hoping for. We need to up our reputation. I think
Thomas though has a really good idea. I think
that's a great
we
idea.
can do that. We can run with it. I guess Thomas, if you want to present that, maybe each of us should have like
I've got a
so
whole psyop pitch deck that like I can give you guys the ones that were turned down by the actual DoD.
By Disney.
Yes, exactly.
The ones that were turned down
the
by Disney.
rejected plans, and we just like, no, this is the new.
I would like to do
ones.
that. I would like to do that experiment. I love that idea. All schools are related. They're related to one old school royalty, and then we should do something where no, the blood type might be too verifiable, or maybe it's not. I don't know if that sort of thing is public. But if they were all Rh negative, that would be great
What
too.
you can do is you can play with haplotypes instead, because it's a little bit more convoluted, and again it like implies an extra level of knowledge and research people don't want to go into. Blood type is too easy because you could just like match them up. You can just start talking about the haplotypes, which are like these like even me talking about it, I don't even really know what a haplotype is, but it sounds like
as
I
you
do,
say it,
right?
I'm nodding my head, but
I
I'm
was
like,
that's the thing. I would have
have
went to my wife. I would have been like, did you know that this guy has a haplotype of A
and
negative?
she would have been obviously not
She'd have
paying
been like,
attention.
just don't talk to me.
There's a documentary. I don't recommend it, but I think if you watched it, you would get some of it. It's called Hebrews to Negroes, and it was the
I
documentary.
am watching that.
What was it called?
Hebrews to Negroes.
Hebrews to
He
Negroes.
was king.
We were
And
gangs.
it basically is that, but it's like a 3 or 4 hour documentary about someone talking about haplotypes and how this word sounds like this word in these 3 different languages, and it's gotten so many people on board. I think that someone got banned from the NBA or got fined from the NBA for just like retweeting about this thing.
Oh, yeah, that was like Kylie or Kylo or Kylo Ren. What's that? I don't know basketball. Kylie Irvin.
You've got it.
I
You
don't
know
know.
what I'm talking about. Yeah, this
I
was
know
the
who
thing
you're
that
talking
got him in trouble. But it represents this level. Like if you could study how these horrible arguments are being presented, and it's called like a Gish Gallop is the logical fallacy.
They
Gish
just
Gallop-
make up words, dude.
Well, look at Gish Gallop is when you enter a debate and I just make like 100 crazy claims. I'm just like,
And I have no time to unpack them.
yeah, and you literally don't have. If you spent 5 minutes on each one, you're doing that for the next 8 hours, and it means that if anyone watching is like, oh man, Top and Raven, they didn't have anything to say about the 100 things that guy brought up, not realizing I just like dumped a whole bunch of work on your plate. I didn't back any of this up with research. I just said a bunch of stuff.
Is it too much to say, like within this conspiracy, that the Black Hebrew Israelites are generating the school?
Ooh, well, I mean, technically, they created the white race entirely, right? By grafting. That's why they're all white. Around.
This thing is already fleshing
It's got
itself out.
legs. We can get it. Listen, what's the guy? Who's the guy that got on Rogan with this nonsense?
Oh, Billy Carson.
No, the other black.
The other Yakubian. What the hell was that guy's name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Yeah, this is how. Listen, the game plan's there, guys. The path is shown.
You know what happened to that guy, by the way? It was like he had an opportunity to be War Machine in the Iron Man series, and then they were like, "No, we're going with Don Cheadle" after the first film, and then he was just like,
He lost his mind.
He lost his mind, and he was like, "Yakub made all the white people." Shout out Yakub. I mean, I think that's a great place to. Wait, what'd you say?
That's his name. That's his nickname. Was the big-headed scientist.
Yeah. Oh, is that what Yakub translates to?
Well, that's the artful fashioner, right? New to mud, Inky. It's the same guy.
No, as Yakub.
Yeah, Inky is Yakub, dude. We talked about this before. You guys.
All praise to Yakub. No, all right, fine. I think it's a good place to bring it in for a landing. We have some workshopping to do anyway on how we're going to get this thing out to the public and how we're going to get the people to believe that all of the schools are related to one king from a long time ago. Before we get out of here, guys, actually, you know what? We're going to ask them the question, right? Are you guys having fun?
Hell yeah.
Are you winning, son?
Exactly.
That's what it feels like, right?
That's the question. Are you winning?
You winning, son? I think so.
As he sits there with this, bro, what are you wearing? You're wearing like a golden gilded robe or some sort of, what is that?
Wearing his
Is that
Teutonic Knight.
and his neon glasses, and he's like, yeah, I think I'm having fun.
His amulet and his talisman.
Unbelievable.
Talisman.
Somehow I get less serious when the hat goes on, even though it's a very serious hat.
It's a very serious show. I look forward to all of because every time we have Thomas on, about a month or two later, we get like accusations on Twitter, like, why are you having this Freemason on your show? Shills.
I get it all the time. You get used to it. Yeah.
It's constant. I like it. I look forward to it. Yeah, you have to embrace Thomas. Yeah. I'm glad you guys are having fun. We're having fun too. And that's always nice when people are having fun.
I love the new studio, man, and like the new setup. You guys are fucking crud.
Well, you swear on the show again.
Oh my god. Jules, you'll never get an invite to the studio with the mouth like that.
Apologize.
You know, you should have had Donut here, because then I really would have been on my best behavior.
No, Jules, we want you to apologize.
Sorry, everyone.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real.
You can persuade them that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see.